my name is Don and welcome to episode 22 of my Motorsport Manager Let's Play with our creator team, the Don Race Team. Today we're taking on the Milan Grand Prix and I'm going to apologise just quickly. I'll just quickly check a couple of things. Sound has been off, so I apologise for that. That has been highlighted to me. I hope that it's fixed for this episode. And the other thing is, for the lack of uploads in the past week or two, basically I've just not had the time to record since coming home. Got a new design centre coming and we've got a suspension part building as well. All good news for the team. So hopefully we can get those crack on and develop. Don't think the building will be ready for the new for this episode, but maybe next. So 79% markability. We're not getting them. It's in the World Motorsport Championship. I don't even know why I'm looking there. And Santa Ana is the Predator driver. It's fairly average. So, just still want to get a new driver, but we're going to give Frankie till the end of the season. He is in quite a lot of regression, but we'll make it work. So, our new suspension is built. And we've got this new scout report. So, again, we'll just click off that just now. Suspension is finished. Let's have a look at improved parts. You guys will know more about these than me. It's up to great on the suspension. Is that we've focused anywhere else yet? No, we have not. Okay, so let's design new parts. Let's go for brakes. So we can go that, then I'll go that, and that. That'd be fairly decent. Cancel. We can go that, and that in the end. Oh no, we can't, because we can actually go even higher on the gearbox. Let's do the gearbox first then. So we'll go with plus 20 acceleration just now. It's £1 million, a lot of money, but it's also important for this race, so if we can get it done. Let's have a look at what the votes are for this season. So we've got addition of the Vancouver Grand Prix, interested in that. Remove bonus points for pole position, not really bothered about that. Reverse championship grids, now that's something I'm a bit unsure of. Spec suspension parts I would take. Then I would just go for the, just say I'm yet to decide, see if we can get a bribe. I would like to see an extra race, but we're not really a profitable team right now, so let's see where we go. And the other thing I really should do is improve part reliability, take that one off, put that one on. That would make some sort of sense as well. And try and get something decent for Milan. Gearbox is really important for Milan. It does say we're going to get it before the race. Are we going to have any time to make it reliable? Probably not. So new vote started. Addition of the Vancouver Grand Prix. I'm just going to abstain. Let's just abstain and skip to the end. So we got it. It's approved. We've got a new race for next season. So that's good news. The next vote will be in 56 days, which is about the removal of bonus points for driver and pole position. That's fine by me. Don't think that gave us an extra vote there. Designing gearbox finished, so we're not going to get reliable on time for the next race. We'll have a look at this scout report. It's god awful. He is a paid driver though. Improved parts actually is what I want. What we want is gearbox. So let's remove 96 brakes and pop on the gearbox. Remove that gearbox as well actually, and put on those 96 brakes back up, and we'll put the 42% brakes on actually, because we're not going to be doing brakes for a little while. So we'll do that one and that one. Not liking the look of these, to be honest with you. We'll try it, see what happens. We'll all get a risky gearbox part at the end of the season as well, which should hopefully come in handy. So, just running on to Milan. Our design centre is going to be done this episode as well. That is good news. Scouting report finished on Hal Wilson. He looks decent. ish. We're going to just ignore them for just now. That's our new design factory. As you can see it in the background, slightly raining on screen, so try and just move around so that you can see it without all the wet parts. Maybe can we skip to it? Yes, we can. So there you go, that's what it looks like all the way around. Fairly happy with that. That allows us new buildings, so we've got all these new buildings now. Forecasting centre I want to get done. Brakes one we could get done, but I'm going to wait and see what money's like at the end of the season and what if we get the spec suspension through, because that will almost guarantee a go for that if that happens, because that means we can get 2 great parts on the stuff that will be non-spec. We're going to go for the 9 for above again. We'll still lose a bit of money. And fit parts, so gearbox is the new thing. It's a big upgrade. I'm going to risk it for that. That's also a fairly meaty upgrade, and it's better reliability than the one she's already using, so we'll go for it. So a couple of upgrades there for Ellie, but we do need to look after that gearbox. Right, on we go then. Other than that, I'll go do practice and I'll be back after practice for the Milan Grand Prix. So we've just finished practice 1 and 2. I wouldn't take too much notice of that. We're the only ones that did any dry running. As you see, everyone else's fastest laps are on inters and wets, and we basically switched to dries for our push at the end. We've got tier 2 dry tyres, if I remember correctly. Tier 1 for intermediates. Not ideal by any stretch. Looks like we're going to be about middle of the grid and back of the grid. Works out okay because our better car is in the middle. So that works for me, and we'll go soft. Maybe I should have gone for the mediums. I remembered after I sent them out that about the issues that we had, but I think if we can get 7 laps out of them, I will be happy. We've got decent setups, so go for 7 laps on each car. Can they both do 7 laps? Yep, so 7, 14, 21. Nice easy 2-stopper here. Go for push, overtake, push and high. No, we'll go overtake and push just for the first lap, and then we'll switch down to neutral on the tyres, try and get the 7 laps out and see where it takes us. We've got our first gearbox upgrade, so that's good news. Ellie off the line fairly well, but getting bogged down in traffic in sort of the secondary stint. And yeah, it's this yellow car in front of us, Thomas I think, that's bogging her down a lot. In fact, there's a lot of cars bogging her down, which is a bit unfortunate. She's got the pace to get past them, just can't get the line. She's just getting blocked off too much and cars going around her. As a result of that, we're going to go back down to medium and neutral, and we'll see what the tyre temperature does. I'm going to try and learn to manage these a bit better. A few of you guys have mentioned that. See what we can do. Hung Liao has crashed, no overtaking in sector 3, which we're in, and we're in 9 for our sponsorship objective. That's good news. In fact, there's a few crashes, which is fairly decent for us. It means more positions up the grid, and if we can start pushing out all these upgrades that I'm wanting to do, hopefully we can have probably the best gearbox by the end of this year, and next year if we get spec suspensions, the best brakes by the end of the year as well would be absolutely phenomenal. And then we really should be the easiest team on the grid and really pushing for promotion with a fair bit of ease. Again, I'll probably skimp and scrape on the chassis and try and make it as cheap as possible to make sure that we can afford to do all these bigger upgrades, but I'd rather spend getting those numbers up and taking a downgrade when we go up, but have it being in a better position with buildings and parts development going forward. So we've got about another 2 laps. Temperatures are good, tyre wear is good. In fact, we could maybe even push for a little bit. Certainly we can't on the engines because that's not going down at all. So we've got another lap and a bit here. Yeah, so we'll come in at the end of lap 7. It makes sense to me. Fuel wise, we're looking okay. Frankie a bit heavier on it than Ellie, and a bit of in-game lag there as well, which never helps anything. So coming round for lap 7, we will pit now. We will go, no repairs required just yet. We'll go for the balanced pit stop, and Frankie should be coming round. He should hopefully be far enough behind. No refueling now, of course. Again, no repairs required really. Maybe a little bit on his brakes, but that's all fine and dandy. So fuel looks like it should be okay, but it's coming down a little bit at a time. They have nerfed this fuel reduction on neutral, so see how we go. Double stack hopefully goes well. Just about had enough time to do it, and Ellie comes out in 16th place. But we're the only 2 drivers that made a pit stop. We're going to push for a lap or 2, try and make the most of this free air. Still had a bit of tyres left over the last one, so we can maybe push for an extra lap and try and get past some of these cars through pace rather than through overtakes. Hopefully it works out okay for us, although it looks like they're going to try a one stopper, which is not okay for us. That'd be a bit frustrating. I'm surprised to see soft runners being able to do it, but if they can manage it, then they can manage it. We've gone past Ingledew with Ellie Marsh, who's set the fastest lap of the race, so she's doing good. Frankie Kinney sets his fastest lap of the race as well. He didn't quite get past Ingledew, but I think he was behind her anyway. This car's ahead starting to pit now. In fact, they're all starting to pit, so I'm looking for big overtakes here from Ellie Marsh up into 11th, second of the pitted runners. In fact, I think this could work out very well for us if we're the only one that makes if we're not the only one that's making a 2-stopper. If they're all making 2 stops, which I hope they have to, then we can really make this work. But if they've decided to manage to make a 1-stop work, then we could be in a lot of trouble here. We're back up to 8th. Again, a lot of cars in front have not pitted. We're only 13 seconds behind as well, which puts me in my head as right in amongst the front runners with Ellie Marsh. In fact, Frankie Kinney could even maybe be in amongst them as well once these cars start pitting, but I would say they're almost certainly doing a 1-stop strategy, and we're going to have to start making our second pit stop soon in a couple of laps time as well. Which does not put us in good standing at all against these runners ahead of us, but we are up into 7th with Ellie Marsh, and their medium tyres ahead should be wearing off soon. Ignore for now, do another lap, buddy. Marsh, this is lap 14, yes, so pit please, take a set of them. Do need to repair that gearbox. Do we? I think we can make it work. It's not being as intense on the gearbox as what maybe I was concerned about. So I think we can make this work, and you can come in as well, buddy. We will fix your brakes because they won't last you till the end. We are starting to improve the reliability of those brakes now though, because we know we're not going to repair and upgrade them for a little while yet, because we're focusing on the gearbox first. So again, can we get the double stack to work? In fact, a couple of cars ahead of us still haven't pitted. Mistake, and it's 10 seconds mistake there, and it's cost the double stack not to work. We had plenty of time to do it. Go push on push. That is extremely frustrating. I don't really know what to say about it. 10 seconds lost, and it's cost Frankie time as well, which all adds up to points being lost. It's not a good day at the office for our mechanics. Once again, we're going to do another lap on push, and then we'll go back down to the neutral strategy, try and make it work, but we might push the engine a little bit as well. So we've got that excess fuel. Let's try and finish on 0-0-0-0 and really make it work. And tyre temperatures are quite high, but they're not overly high yet, so that they're blistering. My worry now is that they're all just one stopping, and our strategy is coming to bite us in the backside. That would be bad news indeed. Frankie has overtaken Calvacanti though, which is good news for us. That's a couple of extra little points. If they all stop again, we're comfortably into the top 10, but I don't think they're going to stop again now. which is the sad thing, because I didn't see a one-stopper working here. If we'd gone for the mediums, we could have made a one-stopper work. Yeah, it's disappointing news. Strategy gone wrong. I'm sure you can make a one-stop strategy on these type of tyres, but every other team in the grid seems to be making it work, except for us, who have made two, and every other team on the grid has been right not to make two, it would seem. And we need to go into low fuel mix because I've overstated that push. We need to get back down to a way we can go in neutral. Last thing we want to do is run out of fuel and lose even more points. We can go into medium fairly soon, I would imagine. Maybe about now. Frankie, we're going to have to stay on neutral, which is a shame because Ellie was really gaining on the car in front. Hopefully she can do a job and still get past maybe one. I don't think she's going to have the time though. 14th and 15th we'll have to do. A little bit disappointed with that. They made a one-stopper work, we couldn't. It's disappointing, guys, but it happens. I didn't think a one-stopper would have worked if I'd realised, and it already sent them out to do their stints and try and get as many laps in as possible on dry tyres, and sent them out in the soft before thinking we have to go with what we've got. We could have gone for the mediums, but we would have lost the bonus that we had over the field, and that's what's cost us in the end. They made a one-stop work, and we couldn't have on the tyre that we had elected for practice. Didn't even get the fastest lap bonus. I thought we had that in the bag. Oh well, it's okay. We're still 6th and 12th in the championship. Does knock us to 4th in the constructors. That's a bit of a slap. Ouch. But we'll get better as the season goes on, and hopefully at the end of the season we are comfortably winning races with that really good gearbox. We'll have a big gearbox upgrade for next season, and hopefully we can push on with the brakes and improve them. And then next season, if we get the spec suspension, I will build the R&D centre for the brakes to make sure that we've got enough to push it on. 800k lost for that race. So sponsor wise, we've got sponsors coming up, so that's good. Lost 800k for that race. We have 6 races remaining, so 8 times 6 is, my mind has just gone blank. A lot of money. It's about 5-6 million. Be about 4 point. So it'd be so take 6 off there, so it'd be 4.4, and then 3.8 million. So 3.8 million we've got losing there. So we've got plenty of money available here, guys. My mind just went completely blank for a minute. We're going to try and improve that for the next race. It cost us a lot of points there. We'll read this scout report before we go, and that's it. Not the best, Hannah Chenworth. That will end it anyway, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.